So when The Rock came back a couple months ago, the hype train was off the rails. Everybody was very excited for The Rock's big return, out there talking smack with Austin Theory, Pat McAfee. And he said on the Pat McAfee show that he was at one point was in the plans for the WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 39 to face Roman Reigns, which ended up going to Cody Rhodes. And then he said, let's not rule out a possibility that I'm going to pop up at WrestleMania 40. And obviously the big match to have is against his cousin Roman Reigns, right? You're not going to bring The Rock back to put him in the ring with Austin Theory at WrestleMania. The match to have is the match against his cousin, Roman Reigns, which is awesome. But all of us were also saying, as we were getting all geeked and excited about the possibility of this, but what about Cody? Well, Cody was on the Busted Open radio show this week, and he answered that question. He brought it up himself. Nobody asked him about it, but he said this is a question that's nobody's had the guts to ask him, so he'll just go ahead and say it. What did Cody Rhodes think of The Rock just kind of walking into SmackDown during Cody Rhodes' era, right? During the Finish the Story era, and saying, yeah, man, I was supposed to be at WrestleMania last year in the main event, and who knows, I might be in the main event this year. What does Cody Rhodes think about that? Check out this clip.
You mentioned The Rock. Nobody has asked me about The Rock because I think they're scared to ask me or don't want to be rude. Or I'll say this about The Rock. And, you know, coming out on Pat's show, which I was watching live because I love Pat, and then SmackDown and all this. The Rock did for sports entertainment so much and continues to do so much by being the biggest star in Hollywood that I'm able to be at the level I'm at because I can stand on shoulders like those of The Rock. So he could have come on there and run me down, and I still would have the highest respect for the great one. He's honestly a model superstar for anybody who wants to just supersede all expectations. With that said, though, no matter what he said, anyone who did ask me, anyone who did confront me on it, I said I'm not flinching. I'm not flinching. And I feel like if The Rock and I were in the same room, he would expect nothing less from me. If you think it's somebody else, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure you know it's me. And that's the same attitude that The Rock had when he was climbing the ladder. I don't care who it is. And if that happens to be The Rock, if that happens to be anybody who comes into this fray, a wonderful superstar like LA Knight, an absolutely stellar performer like Sami Zayn, who him and I went toe to toe in a way last year. It doesn't line them up, and I'm just going to do everything I can to outrun them. I certainly am, and I mean that with the utmost respect to them. I wasn't shook at all by Rock's big day out, and I'm still, again, what I would say is not flinching. If Rock's part of WrestleMania 40, that would be outstanding. He should be. It's The Rock, but I don't think he'll be in my spot.
If I was Cody, I would be pissed, and he has every right to be. And Cody, obviously, always the consummate professional, had nothing but the classiest things to say about The Rock, you know, and to a certain extent, that's true. The Rock has done so much for wrestling that he can pretty much just walk onto the show and do whatever he wants. If he wants to face Roman, he can face Roman. If he wants to eat Cody's sandwich, he can eat Cody's sandwich. Nobody's going to tell him that he can't. However, Cody Rhodes has earned that spot. And it's not a guarantee that he'll ever get there again. That's why people were so pissed off last year when he lost to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Yes, it does tell a better story if you can draw it out, and he has to overcome the adversity, and he loses, and then he has to fight back and go through Brock 3 times and all that. But it's not guaranteed. Cody could lose favor with the fans. Cody could get hurt, injured, or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could walk through the door and declare himself the number 1 contender, and there you go. Steal that spot right away from Cody. If I was Cody, I'd be very pissed off about that, but the way he handled it was perfect. And him just very plainly and simply saying, look, Rock would be great to be at WrestleMania, but he's not going to be in my spot. That's powerful words. I like that. I like that attitude, too, from Cody. This is the same thing Punk ran into when Punk was champion and The Rock came back to face Cena and Punk drops the belt to The Rock at the Royal Rumble. Like, on one hand, The Rock is such a megastar that it's a no-brainer that if you have the opportunity to use The Rock at WrestleMania, you use The Rock. And it's a no-brainer that the biggest match that you can book with The Rock is against his cousin, Roman Reigns. It's not Solo Sikoa. It's not the Usos. It's not Austin Theory. It's The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's always been the match. But what about Cody's story? He can't finish the story chasing Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. That's not the title. That's a prop. That's not the coveted WWE championship. That's lineage goes all the way back to when his dad fought for it and held it up in Madison Square Garden. That's the story. That's the story Cody's trying to finish. And that story can't be finished at Backlash. You want to finish the story at Backlash? And that story can't be finished at the Royal Rumble. It has to be WrestleMania. Maybe it'll be next year. Maybe you slide The Rock in this year against Roman. Roman beats The Rock, LOL again, and then Roman, we get a whole nother year. Do we really want a whole nother year of Roman as champion to have that story finished? And if somebody else beats Roman for the title before that, say Jey Uso or something, or Sami Zayn, then is that big of a match for Cody at WrestleMania 41 to finish the story? No. You could do some sort of 2-night gimmick like they did at WrestleMania 10 where the title's on the line in both night, or, well, it was the same night then, but, night 1, night 2. But I don't think that that's the route that you want to go with that. I think it has to be Cody versus Reigns, but I don't think we're going to have to worry about this anyway, as it's looking much more like another hypothetical as the writer strike's over now. And that's what brought John Cena back to the WWE. That's what brought The Rock back to the WWE. They had nothing else to do. They weren't doing anything. They couldn't work. They couldn't film anything. They couldn't be out promoting anything. They had to sit on their ass and twiddle their thumbs. So that's what they were doing. So, of course, let's go make some WWE money and pop in over there and do some business over there while we're sitting on our butts waiting for this strike thing to finish up. Now it's over with. Cena's gone. He already left. I don't think we're going to get The Rock at WrestleMania. I think The Rock's going back to work. All these studios are hustling to get movies back into production. The Rock runs a movie studio, and he's an A-list actor. So he's not going to sit on his butt. Now, he could schedule it into WrestleMania, schedule a break or something like that. And he had said that before. He said that on McAfee Show, that scheduling was never the issue. The issue has always been just what's the story. And I think that's half bullshit anyway. I think he was signed on to do it, and then Vince got kicked out of WWE, and then Rock got cold feet. Rock's not always been on the best terms with Triple H. Not that they have any heat now. They just posed for a picture or whatever not that long ago, when Rock was there or whatever. I'm sure they get along fine. I'm sure they do business together just fine and dandy. But does The Rock really want to go work for Triple H? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into nothing there. But either way, I don't expect to see The Rock at WrestleMania now. Maybe make an appearance. He's not going to be in that match. I don't know if he'll ever. And every year that goes by, he's getting older. Yeah, he's in incredible shape and all of that. But every year that goes by, he's getting older. Every year that goes by, the stories that are there for him to do are less important. You know, once Roman rides off into the sunset, where's the interest in that match anymore? What's the next match? You know, like I said, in Austin Theory, sure, fine, it'll draw. Anything with The Rock will draw, but Roman is the guy that you want to do that match with. I don't know that match will ever happen, and I don't think it's going to happen. It could happen maybe Royal Rumble's the place to do that. They're doing a stadium for the Royal Rumble. You know, if Rock really can build this in around his movie schedule, which I still think is bullshit, because he's still got to work out, right? He's still got to practice the match. He's still got to get in ring shape. Hitting the gym, clanging and banging at 3 a.m. like he does every day is not enough to go in the ring in the WWE. You have to have, even running on the treadmill is not going to do it, right? They always say you got to be in ring shape. You got to actually be physically doing the stuff. Rock's got to get in shape. He's got to work out in the ring, and he's got to look at the very real potential that he would get hurt and possibly sidelined from filming movies for a while. He got hurt last time he was in the ring. So all of this to say, I think Cody's spot is just fine at WrestleMania 40, but it might not be. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you want to see in the main event at WrestleMania 40? Do you want to see Rock versus Roman? Do you want to see Cody finish the story against Roman? Or none of the above, or maybe some kind of stupid triple threat bullshit, or night 1, night 2. How would you do this? And even if you do a night 1, night 2, now you're stealing a main event spot from like a Seth Rollins or a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte, or nobody really cares if somebody steals it from Charlotte, but you get the point. You don't want to just hog it all with Roman and Rock and stuff, but it's interesting. They have many options, many directions to go. Who knows? Maybe somebody will get hurt and the option will be made for us. But if I was a betting man, I'd say it's Cody versus Roman 2. Cody finishes the story, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next. Let me tell you something, brother. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on this channel, dude. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take your vitamins and say your prayers, brother.